Okay, I'm going to do a quick demo of what we did in the class just the other day there on Tuesday. I think you've all seen this before, but it's good to go over it again. I'm going to try and draw a piece of timber, the size of a piece of stud. I'll go 140 millimeters by 38 to a rectangle. If I'm going too fast for you, I do have this in a more slowed down version on my videos that you've all got access to. Watch the first three minimum. You have to watch the first three of those. I've now got a piece of timber or something representing timber at the moment. We'll select the whole thing. We'll right click. We'll make component. And what we'll do is we'll give it blank just now. Blank just now. It's not got any information in there at all. We'll move it to here just now. We'll give it a colour, why not? We'll make it a nice yellow of some sort. Excellent. We want to give it some more data. So we'll go right click in the toolbar, we'll go dynamic components. Oh, sorry, I'll do that again. Dynamic components, here we are. This window comes up. I'm going to pull up this window instead. I'll move it over here. And I'll move that one. I'll just dock this. We can give it some attributes. Why don't we give it all the sizes? Let's put an additional one in just for the fun of it. Small p, MEAN. That just means density or the mean density. We can put in 400 in there just now. 400 kilograms per cube. That's the mass at 12% of normal construction timber, RC16. Right, we've got a starting point anyway. I'm going to just hide this one just now. We'll always grab it later on. What we'll do is we'll select this timber, we'll move it along. We'll ask it to become unique, right click, make unique. We're going to rotate it. Top view, rotate 90. And then what we'll also do is we'll rotate it so it becomes a bottom rail. We'll move it up 38 mil. And what we'll do is we use the measuring tape. We'll make a panel 2.4 meters by 2.4 meters. This measuring tape pulling it along. And I can just double click the object, select that face, push and pull. As I said, if I'm going too fast for you here, the basics of what we're doing here is done in much more detail in my other videos. Now we've got a bottom rail. Now we want to give this a bit more information. First of all, we'll need to give it an IFC classification. So if you don't have that loaded up, right click over the open area of the tool area and go classifier and dock that somewhere sensible for you. If you press the down arrow, I don't have anything loaded in yet, so what we'll do is we'll go import and we'll import IFC4, press open, excellent. Now I can select that bottom rail. I'm going to call that IFC member. Oh, sorry, IFC member. Perfect. We'll also want to give it a name. Well, it's going to be a rail. Now, I've shown you, well, you have made up the naming structure already in the class. I'll just use your naming structure. We've got it here. That's 3, which is the insulation layer, ZZ, it's not been defined where it is, ground floor, first floor yet. It's a rail, it's not a stud. Made out of timber, TIM. C16 is a class of timber. ZZ, because it's the manufacturer, we don't have a manufacturer. It's just C16 timber. It can come from anywhere. And 1 is just a number 1. You'll have different numbers based upon, well, we'll cover that. Press enter. Now, I'm going to duplicate that up, move it up, keep the original where it was, press the up arrow and go 2400. And then if I move it down, but move it down its own depth, then that means the overall height of the panel should be 2.4. And it is. Perfect. You'll find this has also got the same name as the bottom one, but it's a duplication of the same component, just has two, it's been used twice. Now what we'll do is, we'll make our life a bit easier. We'll grab that bottom rail, move it up out of the way just now, we'll rotate it, and we'll move it into place. And what we'll also do is right click, make it unique. We'll select that surface and we'll pull it down. And then now, we want to give it a new name. This will be a stud. Again, we'll use your naming structure that you have developed. 3ZZ stud under TIM timber C16ZZ with number 1. And here, it's not a member, it's actually a column, IFC column. So we'll go in here and we'll go IFC column. Perfect. We'll grab that stud, we'll move it along, keep the original where it was, place it there. Absolutely amazing. Now we can grab that stud again from the middle this time, and we'll keep the original, and we'll move it along, to the center, and then we will duplicate it 600 mil times 2. Oops. Actually, no, we'll not. We'll duplicate it 400 mil. No, we won't. We'll leave it 600. Let's double check. What size is this? No, that's fine. We'll duplicate it 600 mil. No, we only need to do it once. Do apologise. Do it one more time. Move. Keep the original where it is. Press the red arrow, which is the right arrow. 600. Enter. Then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Move. Keep the original where it is. Red arrow. 600. Enter. And then we'll create some insulation now. One way to do it is just draw something, anything. Give it depth. Select it, right click, make component. Let's give it a name. Let's give it a name. Let's try to find the name. But here we are. There's a name. I do apologise for this. This is 3ZZ INS insulation, wood fibre, WF, 567, mainly because we didn't have a subtype in the database at that point when we done this demo originally. And Steico, STEC is a company, and one just be the first instance of it. Obviously, when you company do this, you'll have to create an instance, a subcomponent number, rather than 567. We'll press create just now. Let's give it a colour. I don't know, let's give it a nice greeny colour perhaps. And let's also make it a bit transparent. that'll be fine. Now I'm just going to place it in place just now, and what I'll do is I'll just shape it to suit. You see how it's quite easy for me to do this? There's my insulation. Grab that, move it. Grab that, move it along. Right, this one here needs to be changed slightly. So right click, make unique. Select that surface, push it back. Select it again, and we'll call that number 2. Select that, move it along, should be exactly the same, perfect. So wall's starting to take shape now, we're not quite finished yet. We'll need, let me think, a plasterboard. Again, I'll just draw this. So a plasterboard for me would be 15mm thick. And let's do a rectangle. Perhaps that wasn't the best move that I did. And I need to select that. I've selected it. I right click, make component. I'll give it a name. 3ZZ INLIN, internal lining, PB plasterboard. Again, 1, 2, 3. At this point when I was doing this, we didn't have a product defining code there, so I'll just put 1, 2, 3 in for the meantime. You will have to go in and make that database a bit more up to date. LF Lafarge 01, press enter. I'll select it. Now normally in real life, for manufacturer drawings, you would actually draw the panel or the piece of plasterboard to the actual size it is when it comes in. Usually that would be in 2 pieces, but just to move on with this class, we're absolutely fine. What we'll do this, we'll have to give this a IFC. We'll call this IFC plate. IFC plate. And notice I didn't do the insulation. So I'll select the insulation. I think, what will I call this? We're only using the simplified list. It's a very short list of things. We do have a longer list available, which I think for this class is perhaps not needed. But when it comes to your first job after you graduate, you may want to be using the larger list. But for just now, let's just pick. We're not using slab, are we? Yeah, why don't we use slab? And we'll select those insulation products. Job done. And so they're all now IFC slabs, insulation slabs. And that should be IFC plate. Absolutely perfect. Now, let's do one more thing. And this would be a breather, a vapor control layer. Make it a life a bit easier. I'll do it this way this time. I'll do 1mm thick. And I'll just do like that, because it is rather small. It needs to have a thickness, I'm afraid. You can't just draw a line. Oh, sorry, I've done that wrong. Yeah, I'll start again. I'll do this properly. 1mm and red. Perfect. Rectangle. Rectangle. I'll give it a bit of a height just now. Right click, make component, which I'll give it a name, Do I have a name for this? I thought I had. Ah, here we are. This is the name we used when we done the demo. 3ZZ membrane, PP, Proctor, I forget what PP stands for. No, PP is the type of plastic that it's made from. It is in the spreadsheet just now. 500 is also in the spreadsheet. 500 is the range by Proctor, PROC. Number 1 is just an instance of it. Let's give this a colour as well. Let's give it a nice blue tinge, and we'll make it also transparent. It's only 1 mil thick. Let's place it in location, and we'll stretch it to size. This is what we call a vapor control layer. Oh, sorry, a vapor control layer, yes. And we'll just pull that all the way up to the top of the wall. This is what would help your air permeability. So by installing this in the building, you're really going to cut down your air leakage. And that wants to have an IFC, what would I call this? We'll call it a plate. That'll be fine. As I said, when the first company you go to work for, they will have all these predefined for you. They'll have a protocol and a BIM manager in place, so you'll be following a predefined protocol already made, not unless you've been hired to help set up a protocol for the company, but at least you'll know you'll have a head start in doing it. Let's make this unique, and we'll place it. This is just because the sheet, it's actually just the roll sheet. You want to have it placed underneath the wall and come back into the room a little bit, maybe not as far as that. And you would then somehow mastic or some sort of way of sealing it to the underfloor. In this particular case, you could literally mastic that straight onto the concrete under there. There's a floor going to go on top of that. But for just now, that is our one wall complete. So we'll select the whole wall now. We'll right click and we'll make that a component, and we'll give that a name as well. Again, naming structure as in class. It was 3 ground floor, because it's a ground floor wall, ZZ. Um, it's, it's not got any material as such. This is a component made up of other objects, so there's no material, it's just a ZZ and underscore W1, just west elevation number 1, or whatever category of naming you can come up with, as long as you use it in accordance with the data sheet on Excel as a class. Press create. Absolutely amazing. We'll select that, now give this an IFC. This will be an IFC wall. There we are, IFC wall. Excellent. Now what we could do is select the wall and duplicate it across. We'll rotate it. We've done this in class the other day there as well, so we'll do it here. And what I'll do is we'll tidy this up. We'll do it like that. And then we'll select the wall, make it unique. Select that plasterboard, make that unique. Sorry. Select that face, push that face back, slap it on there, and then what I could also do is select this here, make that unique, select that face, and pull that down as well. Because if we're going to make things airtight, we may as well make it properly airtight. And then, just so we're doing everything correctly, we actually have done, but yeah. Make unique, double select. As I keep saying, if I'm going too fast for you in this video, please do watch my other videos. There are videos there that will help you in much more detail. We'll go a little bit slower, but we're just trying to show the big picture here, and we definitely want to show the naming structure and the IFC control within this. We now have a corner detail of a wall. We have not obviously we've not shown the floor here. In this particular project, we won't really be modifying the floor too much, so I wouldn't be bothering even drawing the floor. But there's a two walls corner detail. If we want to extract some data from here, because we've done this in the class, select the, oh sorry, before we do that, select this wall, and we'll rename it. If that's, the first one's west, let's make that north, north 1, enter. Right, now if we select the two walls, go File, go Generate Report, and we'll say New from Template. I tend to use the current selection only rather than the entire model, because I might only want to report on certain things, not absolutely everything. And then I'm going to pull some things over. Now, I'm just going to show you roughly how this works. I'll maybe pull over too many things, but if I do, that's fine. I'd expect you to play around with this and get to learn how to use it yourselves. Mean, and then IFC. Actually, I'll do that there. We'll export it in meters and to 4 decimal places. Run the report now, see how it looks. Let's see how it looks. Absolutely fine. Fine, fine, fine. Where's the volume? There's the volume. Lengths, mean, entity name. We really don't need definition name or entry. Right, so we can take that out if we want. We'll go back. I'll just remove that and that just now. Might move that down a bit and move that down under there. Let's try run this report. That looks quite neat. Why don't we just do that? We'll press download. I'll save it somewhere random just now. That'll be fine. Open it. We can see, let me just expand this a little bit. I'll zoom in. We can see, where's the volume? That there is the north wall, and here is the west wall. So what we'll do is we'll go insert. Okay, we do have a video. Let me load up your middle page. It explains this in a lot more detail. But I'll show you a quick example in just 2 seconds, but I'll show you where to find the more detailed version. Down at the very, very bottom, and it's under Video Demonstration SketchUp, Space Heat Requirement and Data Processing. We want that data processing thing. BIM data collection, sorting and filtering. We'll select that. Turn off the sound. And in this video, it's only a short video, 22 minutes. It gives an example of how to process the data all the way through. I help you a little bit with that just now, get you started. A shot of that. Go back to our one. This naming protocol. Text split. We'll select the text we want to split. That'll be that there. Comma. It's going to quotes marks, underscore. That is just the delimiter. So we used underscore, remember? And so that's going to pull out that name, this name here, pull it out and break it into component parts. If I just copy that and paste it all the way down, we can see we can pull out that name. Oh, I apologize. Let's delete that. Don't save. We shall go back and we'll put in, actually, run that report. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We'll go back, we'll remove that, run that report. We shall download this one. This is the one we'll use. I'll just press save now. We'll open it. That was a good shout to catch that. Again, oops, sorry. Make it a bit bigger so we can actually see it. Insert, and then down here we'll go insert, just so we can see what we're doing. That command that I used, that was just text split. We'll use that, comma, quote marks, underscore, quote marks, close brackets, enter. Copy, paste down. Obviously get rid of that. And you see we're breaking up that text into more useful things for us. We also have all this other information here as well. We could also pull out more information than just that. We could pull out the IFC information. So again, if we go back to that video that we had just a second ago, it will go into a little bit more detail what you can pull out. Even that is just an example of what you can do. If we go back to hours, we can, is this the one? Yes. We can go back. We can pull in more information rather than just what we've pulled in there. We've got IFCclassification type as well, and we've got other variables. I think we've even got density in there. Okay, so I'll just press save changes. I'll give that a name, class demo, and then save to model, close that. So we can run that report another time. I'm now going to upload this model that we just created here. I'll put this up onto the middle page. And where are we? And then what I'm going to suggest you do, if you're doing internal installation, you can use that as a starting point. And we'll catch up next week. Thank you very much.